How's it going, everyone? How's it going, everyone? Okay, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to Change the Live, hosted by yours truly, Deonte Burden. Happy Thursday, everyone. Hope you guys been having a fantastic week so far. I have myself, if you see, I have my begging for money outfit on today. Um, Went and had a great day mentoring and volunteering at Evelyn C. West Elementary School, talking to the youth up there. Say what's up to my producer, DJ Lab.
What's going on? What's going on?
My man, everything all right. And want to send a big shout out to my assistant Joni. She'll be on a little hiatus for a while. She may be in next week, but right now she's on a little hiatus and stuff. Want to just give a big shout out to you, let you know we're thinking about you. We had a fantastic week that just passed, and also today we got an awesome show for you. This show right here is gonna be real near and dear to my heart. I'm gonna talk about why I love mentoring and coaching and helping develop people, especially kids and everything. It's something real near and dear to me. So I just I'm gonna go over some things in terms of mentoring, define mentoring, different kind of mentors, what to look for in a mentor, and what mentors most importantly have done for me in my life. As always, we rehashed the previous week, and as always, not as always, right now, we're in the middle of tax season. I'm the owner of Majestic Business Services. We're a full-scale business service firm. We're in tax season, so we been swamped with that. Business has been great this year. Been super excited, and got a lot of feedback from people calling from the show, people looking us up on Facebook, some of the ads on Instagram and stuff. So if you got anything you need done, tax or business related, please don't hesitate to give us a call in regard to that. I'll get the contact information for the show shortly. Also, my son Torian had his boot camp this past Saturday. It went awesome. TAF Sports, it was awesome. I was I don't mean in a negative way, say I was shocked, but I was very, very pleased on how it went from an operational standpoint.
Really?
I was very impressed.
Well,
I was very impressed.
Sometimes just gotta let it go.
Hey, I just stood back. I actually streamed live on Instagram and Facebook with the show, but man, he showed out.
Oh, really?
He showed out, man. I mean, from a functionality standpoint, everybody being engaged. So just want to let everybody know that was his first one. So make sure you're on the lookout. TAF Sports. Make sure you subscribe to his Instagram and his Facebook, TAF Sports, and look him up because he should be having another boot camp coming up next month in April.
Okay.
So I just want to kind of keep everybody on the cuff for that and everything. Also, the show is still growing. Subscribers on Instagram, we went over 600 subscribers. I'm getting some emails, some feedback. I won't necessarily what's good or bad. It's just feedback.
Yeah, right.
we take it how we take it and everything. So that's been going pretty good with getting that. Also with other things, people inquiring about the seminars and the courses that we have coming up, and all that's going to start probably late April, early May. So I'll be putting most of the information out with that soon enough. So make sure you're on the lookout for that. In regards to Majestic Business Services, our contact information is www.majesticbiz.com. That's majesticbiz.com. Or you can give us a call at the office at 678-479-4007. Again, that's 678-479-4007. Before we start, I want to apologize to everybody about the delay. There is some motorcade going on 75. All exits. Well, the exit to get on 20 was shut down. I couldn't even go. So thank God I have a little knowledge of downtown. I had to go through some of them back streets, hop on 20. But I'm here. So, again, I apologize for the delay. And it was coming on air, but it was out of my control.
That's right.
And everything. So, with this show, again, why I love mentoring and talking about mentoring is so important because when we start thinking about, first in defining mentoring, it's, educational life or personal development given by people that, support you in a professional or personal manner. When people can actually put their hands on you and give you advice in terms of their life lessons to help you steer you in the right direction, mentors are crucial right now. And there are so many kids out here with no guidance Hell, a lot of adults out here.
I was just about to say, mentor don't have to be
You
just
know?
kids.
No, absolutely. We're gonna delve into that too, from
Okay.
a youth, an adult, and a professional perspective. But it's really needed. And two key components coming up with mentoring is you got to have people that want to give back and mentor. You also got to have people that want to listen and learn from a mentor. You know,
That's
and,
the hardest part.
absolutely. You know, just starting off, I want to kind of just go down the road in terms of what mentors have done to me in my life. My first mentor, you know, was my grandfather. That's who raised me, W.C. Burden. And that's probably where I got a lot of my ways from, good and bad. Lord knows I got some of his bad ways. But, you know, he taught me really how to be a man. And my grandfather was what was considered, from that era, a man's man.
Okay.
You know, he was straight up with you. He was straight shooter. He ain't lie. If he borrowed money from you, he paid you back. If he didn't have it to pay it back, he'll call you and tell you he pay you back, and he still paid you back. He didn't say shit behind your back that he won't say to your face.
Right.
You know, and he ain't had no problem, just with keeping folks out of their business. And that's one of the first people. Well, he was the main person told me, you don't want folks in your business, don't put them in there. And that has guided, some of those principles guided him in my life. And I always look at it in terms of my work ethic is directly attributed to my grandfather, because if anybody knows me, since I've been 13 years old, I've been working.
Yeah.
And you know, I never sold drugs or anything in my life, anything like that. And I'm not trying to talk about anybody that has or hasn't, but getting up, going to work, and coming home, falling on the couch, your wife got a plate ready for you. We call it misogynist or whatever. That's what turned me on in life. And so that's what I always wanted to, when I was first able to work, I've been hitting the pavement, just getting it and everything. So my grandfather was a very, very, very influential in doing that. And
I think people don't really have the value of grandfathers. You know, my grandfather helped me, you know, when I was growing up, helped raise me, you know. And like you said, he was just a man's man. He didn't play. He ain't really cry. He ain't really, you know, he wasn't a color or a Colin type of person. But you know he loved you just because of the fact that I don't know, it was just if he loved you, he loved you. He fed you, he gave you food, he did whatever he had to do. That's what back then that was pretty much they show a love. You know, you got clothes on your back, you ain't outside, you eat good, you sleep well, and I've been working since I was like 12 or 13. You know, I had that paper route. We did papers and newspapers and all that stuff, but that's all attributed to my grandfather and the fact that he had 9 kids, and then I was number 10 because I was raised with him. So. He always told us about, you know, you have to do whatever you have to do to get the money. You have to work these jobs. You have to work 2 jobs, whatever you have to do, you know, to support your family. That's what you need to do. And like you, I've never sold drugs or anything like that. I've always just worked, you know, I know sometimes 2 or 3 jobs.
Yeah. It was understood that you're going to get your ass a job. Well, my sister's 8 years younger than me, and when she came around, it was understood that, okay, you ain't going to get shit for Christmas. Okay, you know, like, okay, this is your school money. So from that point forward, I had to go work and get my school clothes and stuff. And there wasn't no response in terms of anybody feeling bad that you got to go get a job by your school clothes. You're like, look, motherfucker, you want some school clothes, you go get it. Okay? Shit. It is what it is.
Right.
Ain't no further. And that's how my grandfather was. He'll say that shit with a straight face, and okay, you know, don't give a damn how you felt about it, whatever. So that was my first one. My second was my homeroom teacher, Mr. Leo Shingles. Mr. Shingles was the person that introduced me to the financial services industry.
Okay.
That was the magnet program at C.L. Harper High School. We Atlanta public schools, we had the magnet schools, and I don't know if they group them now. It's kind of different how they got everything set up now. Okay. I think at Carver they had no difference. New schools at Carver had a different things, but back in the 90s in the magnet programs, each school had a different magnet program. Okay. And what in Harper's was financial services. Actually, Capital City Bank had a branch in our media mall in the lobby part in the bottom. They had a branch.
Oh, okay.
And you know them scheming things over there. They talk about, man, who's gonna rob the bank and everything. But they actual bank and everything for students to get started. So that actually got me started on that whole track of financial services and everything like that, because he was the first person to introduce that to me and make making money, investing, all that stuff tangible.
Okay.
And everything.
Okay.
So he was very pivotal in me doing that. I made some unfortunate decisions in high school. I couldn't go get the whole grant, so I had to go in the Army.
Right.
And my next major mentor that I had was Sergeant Major Antonio Barnes.
Sergeant Major.
Yeah. Now he was Sergeant First Class Antonio Barnes then.
Okay.
And Sergeant Barnes was an asshole. When I say asshole, asshole. But the thing what he put on me is probably one of the most powerful things. He gave me that professional swag.
Okay.
This brother, it didn't matter. Like, he was just so into himself. Like, what he told me one time, I'll never forget. He said, Burden, you know, when everybody come to me and they want shit done, you know, it's a euphoria when you hear your name and people know it's excellence.
Right, right.
And so, usually when he would say stuff, I'd be like,
Man,
shit.
what the hell?
But then I said, damn, you know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
And it was funny. Anything you knew with him, he didn't cut no corners. Everything was attention to detail, make it happen. But anything that was attached to his name, it was supreme. It was excellent. And being under him for almost 2 years, that set the tone for me professionally.
Okay.
And especially see a black man in that capacity.
Mm-hmm.
That did a lot for me being that young, you know, to see so many people. Because one thing about it, you know, and this is just being real, I kind of look at it in terms of a lot of blacks, you know, not all, but a lot. And it's just being, you know, my observation. We feel esteem, you know, where feel like we're working, you know, for these white folks and stuff like that, especially like going some older eras, even now. Hey, I'm working for Coke, and I'm doing this, and I'm working for that, and I feel good and everything, just to be part of it, right? Or just even working with somebody got maybe like just on a high hierarchy. It may not be just even someone have more than you, but just knowing you're working with some white folks, just feeling glad I'm associated with it.
Right.
But the whole thought of them working with you, and God forbid you had a thought their ass is working for you,
right?
It's just like a foregone thought. And to see that black man having all these white folks under his command and respecting him, man, that fucked me up. And it just hit that button in me. Shit, that's what I want.
Right.
That's me. And so, you know, he all effed me up and everything. So I got that same arrogance and, you know, moved on to become Sergeant Burden myself and everything. And that was just really, that was one of the biggest imprints I had. So fast forward, probably my last mentor, and this guy here really helped me out a lot, you know, because this was my mentor in corporate America, a brother named Darryl Crawford. Darryl was, I already worked at the railroad for about 2 years, and I didn't have no mentor there. So, you know, me and my damn...
you don't get no mentor at the railroad.
Oh,
I worked
hell
there for 4 or 5 years.
Shit.
Everybody trying to retire. Ain't nobody trying to help
Man,
you nowhere.
let me tell you something. Me and a wife that was in there, man, it wouldn't even go, it wasn't clashing. You had a 24, 25-year-old Deonte, and you know, you get told, you know, you're getting good money, because that's what you talk to a lot of your family members.
Right.
Boy, you at the railroad, boy, I know you make good money. I ain't want good money. I want white boy money.
All right.
That's what I wanted.
Okay.
And I feel like I should get it, because they wasn't doing no more than what I was doing.
Exactly.
And I'm not one of the type of person that's going to be comfortable with, you know, good money. I want what I deserve.
Right.
And I remember one of my supervisors. I said, well, hey, you know, I did a little interview. I remember like it was yesterday. She said, I said, hey, so y'all can consider me? She said, well, why, Deonte? I said, well, you know, I can go through a list. She said, well, you know, you do know the systems. You've been here for a while, you know, everything. I said, well, hell, exactly. She said, well, we look at other corporately things. Now, you know, typically the average person hear that word corporately things and they walk out of the room, okay.
Okay.
Shit, not me. And keep in mind, this
What
this is totally unpolished
Right.
Deonte.
Right.
I'm like, what the hell is corporately things? I'm what the hell, and nah, this is some bush, you know, and everything like that. So you know how far that goes. So I left the railroad.
You start questioning.
Yeah, exactly.
It becomes a problem.
Exactly. So I got on with this nonprofit. I was there for about 15 years, and Darryl was there, and Darryl took me under his wing. And so I still went in there with that same thing, because when you haven't been groomed, and keep in mind, just kind of put in perspective, Atlanta public schools up until maybe the 2000s was predominantly black. Maybe, you go back in the 60s and 70s when it was majority white. But those 90s, I never went to school with a white person.
Exactly.
And I maybe had 2 or 3 white teachers.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Army was already a culture shock because that's a big melting pot. And then you go in corporate America. If you haven't been groomed for that shit, which I totally wasn't, that was rough. And he really helped me in my transition because a lot of times when I was about to explode and lose my damn mind, with everything, because some things are disrespect. Some things you just feel like nah. Because sometimes you get a call, Deonte, can you help me move? Get a call, Deonte, can you help me move the desk or the copier and son? Why you calling me? And my buddy Daryl, he had to say, he said, "Hey D, yeah," but he had a good point. Sometimes he be like, "D, I think it's more your brawn than your skin color," and and I needed to hear that sometimes. And then also sometimes on how to handle folks and not necessarily go off the kill and how to navigate and everything like that. But that was very, very crucial.
Yeah.
In my development in the corporate world.
Yeah.
And also learning, what battle to fight, what not to fight, and most importantly, get as much as you can out of every situation as possible.
Yeah.
And everything. So that was a quick rundown on 4 important mentors that I've had in my life that have really helped mold me to do that. And also with dealing with those 4 gentlemen, it instills something in me to know that and be very realistic. I'm not where I'm at right now. Most importantly, if other people didn't help me.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of people forget that. They forget that.
A lot of people would forget that.
Yeah.
I had a mentor in corporate America. This is a white guy named Stephen Gibbs. When I first got out of college, they hired me at this company, and he kind of just took me under his wings. He just kind of, and this was property management. I love doing property management, but I was managing shopping centers. I knew nothing about shopping centers. I knew nothing about managing these things. I didn't even know they had managers. So he hired me, took me on his wing, and just showed me a lot of things about it, how to do it properly, how to, deal with these contractors and tenants and, all those things that had to do with property management. He showed me, and he showed me willingly. And then when he went to another company, he called me and moved me over to that other company too. And it was just a thing. And I was just surprised because me being from Chicago, moving to the South, I wasn't expecting a white person to take me under their wing and show me anything, so it was just, I appreciate him for it. I always do appreciate. I still appreciate him to today because he just showed me so many things about how to handle certain situations because if you got, $1 million, $1 billion companies leasing your spaces, they expect you to, respond right then. But he showed me how to navigate that business, those class A properties, class B properties, class C and D properties. He showed me how to navigate those things properly to make sure that my property always looked better than the next person's property. Or he always used to say, you never want nobody from the company to come out and tell you something about your property that you don't already know.
Exactly.
When somebody say somebody, oh yeah, I already got that. They're gonna be out here. You gotta always. That's why he said you always walk the property. You always, walk the parking lot. You walk the rules. Just a lot of things that I probably wouldn't have done because I didn't know anything about it.
Exactly.
So that was my corporate guy to show me into things and just show me how to, talk to people, type up things and proposals and budgets and all that stuff. So, yeah.
What's so funny about that? Even with having a mentor and then going back what I said initially, getting one, but also being able to receive it. There are so many people, they don't realize when you get that kind of information, a pivotal part of you advancing in your career has a lot to do with you working on your craft, knowing it. Because a lot of times people just cool with getting a job. I'm going at this, that, and that, but they don't learn the company, they learn their job specifically and can know it inside out, but understand how that job functions in the whole big scheme of the corporation or the organization, where they fit, and also find out what the point of where they can navigate to other spots.
Right.
People can't continue just being at one spot. But that's a crucial part of advancing in any field, working on that craft. Working on your craft, investing in yourself. A lot of folks don't do that. That's one of the crucial things a lot of mentors can help you see because we're so stuck here. And the mentor opens your eyes to kind of look at the whole field and stuff like that. I want to kind of give you some steps. I'm going to bounce around a couple things, but one of the first things I want to kind of talk to everybody about is with trying to, and also everyone I want to rehash, like I told everyone before, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So if we can't respond to you immediately, we're trying our best and everything we're doing that. So, but if we don't, you're on a horse, and I appreciate you tuning in.
That's right.
But let me give you ideas on how to choose a mentor. Okay, the first thing I want you guys to look at, and keep in mind, when you're looking for a mentor for yourself or your child or a family member, something like that, make sure that you can verify who they are. Make sure you don't want to have Uncle Joe, Grandpa Johnny, your neighbor, your old friend neighborhood just giving you damn blind advice on shit they really don't damn know. And they, you respect them as a person and everything, but when we talking about mentoring now, they can mentor you in as maybe being a husband because they've been married 20 years, but they can't mentor you as, being a corporate attorney. They can't mentor you in starting your own business because they haven't done it and everything. And you have to be realistic about who you're talking to and what capacity you're trying to get some kind of information and guidance from. So number one, verify who they are. Next, make sure that this person can give you insight. And when I say insight, they can't just let you know, hey, if you start your own business, it's hard work. No. You need to know, have somebody that can be very intuitive and give you a lot of instruction step by step and actually be able to hold your hand through the whole process of teaching you and help guiding you. Because one key component with a mentor is somebody that's going to talk with you, and have those kind of communications with you that, if you have questions, you can bounce back ideas, and they can tell you their opinion and stuff. Things they know are true, they can tell you that. Things they know are false, same with that. The third thing, make sure this person is honest. Far too many times, people want to have somebody that's going to talk to them and tell them what they want to hear. You can't have that. My son's boot camp this weekend. Super proud of him. But one thing I know I can give him credit for, he knows when we came after the boot camp was immediately over. He had his little crew, because I told him I always do. We call it an Army after action review.
Okay.
So immediately after an incident, or we get back from the field, we'll get in the huddle and we'll discuss what we did right, what we did wrong, what could we change, what we need to improve on, and things like that.
Okay.
So that's why I told him I always do that. We call it AAR, and everything. So he got the guys over and everybody talked. Then he called me over there, and these guys were, they're all his age, 21 to 25.
Right.
I had a damn list, so I done pulled my scroll out. The thing of it is, my point is, you want somebody to be honest, because the average person will tell him, kind of like what with the show, it's good. It's your first one. That's good. I'm proud of you, this, that, and that. Same thing with my show. They're like, you good. I know the people is going to be very objective and honest. Hey, D, you need to do this. And I can tell my son, you need to do this, that, and that. I know this is your first one. I know the expectations to have for it being your first boot camp or this being my first time with a talk show, right? But I need someone to be honest with me and be objective to tell me that. I don't need you to tell me. I know that, and I know you know that, and I trust you that's going to give me that. So you need a person that's going to be honest with you and is not going to coddle your ass.
Right.
Because your loved one's going to coddle you, and they're going to support you. It's good. That's cool. It's your first one. Just keep it up. I don't need to hear that shit. Right. I need to hear the truth. Hey, cut this down. Maybe do that. Maybe you and your producer need to. I need that.
Right.
Okay, that's what you need to be getting. People that's going to be honest with you, that going to be say some cuts and cut those stuff, not to hurt you, but to help you develop and fix stuff. And back again, you got to be receptive to the criticism.
Yeah,
that's very, very important. And lastly, be honest with yourself and ask yourself, can this person help me grow? Can this person help me grow? I mean, is this person going to put me in a position, by their information, am I going to grow from it? If you're going to have somebody that keep you stagnant at the same level, will just teach you how to operate, you might kind of reevaluate. Now, they may not necessarily be a mentor. They might be a person you ask questions for, but are they going to help me to develop from point A all the way to point Z and be able to help me through that? So those are 4 quick things that help you in choosing a mentor. Going back to me personally, why I love to mentor, the first thing, I was recognized, I remember what I didn't have. I didn't have those mentors I didn't have growing up, and I didn't have that constant support and information going around. me and most of my buddies, we were the first of everything.
Okay.
First to go to college, maybe first to go to army, first, do start your business and all that kind of shit. First to get married. In our families, immediate families. That's what I mean by that. So you didn't have this lineage or Master Yoda or Master Splinter you can go to and you can go to them and just bow down and get all this insight. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I get it.
Nah, we really gonna get us some damn fortune cookies. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I forgot what was Eddie Murphy little animated series he had? PJs had that little the neighborhood junkie.
Yeah.
Be getting you a little insight. I had a lot of them damn the junkie from the PJs.
I had a few named Sonny Man. They always had the ghetto wisdom, I call it.
There you go. Blue on Bankhead. Blue. I love Blue to death, but Blue give me some shit. You be like, what the hell? Get the fuck out around you for a minute, man. Man, poop, man, just gone. Shit, bank ain't gonna miss that money. Like, you knew they care, but you had to be realistic. And I didn't have that, so I was very passionate about when you being there for people that don't have that, especially youth. Being there, being that little reference to kids, and people, especially with business and growing and developing, being there for them. The second thing, I love to plant seeds and see the impact from those seeds that I planted. It's great to help people out, give them some instructions and give them some kind of foresight and everything for them to look at, especially when you know somebody listening to your ass. That's an awesome feeling just to kind of do it, because you can tell when you talk to somebody and they really into what you're saying. Yeah. And then helping them draft out a blueprint for their future. And that might be for life, family, business, and everything like that. So that's one of the things. That's the second thing I love as far as that planting them seeds and seeing the impact that comes from it. The next is something that's very near and dear to me. And I think a lot of, especially black men in the community, once you are able to accomplish something in life, not even accomplish. When I say accomplish, I'm talking about just being okay. Is I think you have a moral obligation to reach back. You have, a lot of time we can sit here and say, I'm too busy and I don't want to do this, and they're so judgmental. These kids, they don't listen. Well, I don't think too many damn kids. I don't think we listen. We were that age either.
I know I didn't.
That old man think he know every damn thing. He say this and everything, but you have a moral obligation to reach back and help. And I'll give a shout out to all the brothers that coach with me. My sons, them, AAU track coaches and all the man giving up their free time, and not necessarily teaching your kid a sport, but also giving them life lessons and making that impact. When you just have to do that, because like I tell kids all the time, I taught the 5th grade class today, I'm not getting paid for doing this, but just being very honest. One day I'm gonna be an old man in a wheelchair. You're gonna be my mayor. You're gonna be my senator. You might be my doctor, whatever. And I want to make sure that I'm helping you develop. What I don't want you is being the one that's kicking in my window, doing some credit card scheme on my ass. You know what I'm saying? Kicking me out my damn wheelchair and everything like that, and put it on damn World Star.
Yeah.
I don't want that. So it's best for me to try to take care of it now, and everything. And so I just, especially black men, I can't stand a man that sit here and talk about judge kids and say stuff to them, and you have the ability to holler at them, but you so damn scared and sissified, you won't even say nothing to them and everything. So stop judging, and if you're in a capacity to help them. And then lastly, it helps me to grow. I think it helps me to be a better man, a better father, better husband, better leader in the community by doing that. Because when you deal with kids, and I was just even today, man, just talking to some of the kids, you get a feeling when you see a kid, number one, see a black man helping them, because you got different family dynamics now, and you actually giving them instructions, seeing them make some successes in class. We're going over math in one class, they're working out problems and stuff. It do something to you. It helps you to grow, help you feel better about yourself and everything. You learn a lot about what you can do and everything, the resiliency, because we all busy. We all got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? We all do. And we all can just do that same cop out and not want to contribute. But when we don't do that, that's when a lot of this stuff happen. And we saying these kids, stop doing that, guys. So I do want a personal challenge. If you're not doing anything, just try to do something. Just try to do something, and everything. And you'll feel a whole lot better about yourself when you can make them kind of impacts on people. So those are the reason why I personally try to mentor and try to make a positive impact on my community. Because, and even going back to what I said a little while ago, a lot of people helped me get where I'm at right now, and I never forgot that. Now, I did a whole lot of shit. I'm a hard-working person.
Right.
But it's a lot of people helped me. A lot of people helped me that didn't have to. Yeah. And I'm very, very conscious of that. Also, when I think about that, from a business perspective, when I look at mentors, typically you want to make sure that, I look at kind of three factors in terms of, we talk about mentors from a business perspective. Okay. And I look at those internal mentors that might be family, friends, people close to you. Those are kind of people that help you, from a encouragement standpoint. To help they mentor you, kind of help you in terms of, hey, good job, keep fighting and stuff like that. And when you're feeling down and everything, they're not influencing you or teaching you about your career field, but they're helping you from a support standpoint, so you can kind of get through some of them tougher things.
Right.
When you start going to an external, the second one, those type of mentors in business, those are the ones you're dealing with in terms of your supervisors, advisors, your bosses, and everything. Where even it may be even a direct mentor. I hate to define the word and using the same sentence, but those are the people that are outside that are giving you an objective opinion about things you should do, because they don't really care how you feel.
Right.
They just shooting it straight to you and everything. And just like the first one, they probably care about you, but your greater development is more important to them.
Okay.
The third type of mentor in business is your customers. They are very, very, very important, because your customers help shape you in terms of what you need to do in business. They're the ones that are going to let you know if this shit right or wrong, if they want it or don't want it.
Right.
Far too many times people get in business and they're trying to put stuff on a customer that they want. I like this design of T-shirts. I like this design of shoes. Or this is the kind of furniture I want to put out. This is my vision. Well, if nobody going to buy your vision...
What point?
Yeah.
What's the point?
Exactly. And your customers, they're the ones going to mentor you. Like, we don't want that shit. Exactly. I don't want to wait a week for it. I think you need to get it to me in 72 hours. They're going to mentor you and teach you what you need to be doing in terms of how you need to function and operate your business. Okay, so those are the three types of mentors that you have in business: the internal, the external, and your customers. We zipped right through that and stuff. One thing I do want to kind of, we've kind of rounded out that whole concept of mentors. I've been a youth coach for 18 straight years, and I see a lot of brothers out there giving out their time and their heart dealing with kids. And I also see a lot of damn fools out there that are doing some things that they shouldn't be doing. Now, I respect any man that give their time up, or female, any person, period, that give their time up.
Right.
But people have to be very, very conscious about who they let make an impact on their kid. And sometimes you think that, you want to relate because this man is hard or this man is cussing your kid out. He teaching him how to be a man. No, he teaching him how to be a damn ignorant ass person.
Fool.
Yeah. And a lot of times, I hear a lot of guys, well, we just trying to teach them to be disciplined and do this, that, and that. But I can't see how you can teach a kid to be disciplined when you're an undisciplined man.
Right.
And parents, be very cautious and conscious of who you let deal with your children.
Right.
Because you have too many people out here that put things on your kids and teach them the wrong damn thing. And once they've got to a point, they've picked up some of these habits and they can't navigate through life and everything. And so I think a lot of that has to do with a lot of parents. They tired. And they tired of been working all day. Now they want Coach Burden. Can you do this? Can you do that? I'll help you. But I ain't finna be daddy.
I ain't finna take care of your child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I help them. I do every damn thing. I go to school. I go get in their ass. I talk to them, but I'm not a substitute.
Right.
I'm an addition too.
Right.
You know, and I think the more parents can challenge themselves to be more involved, be more active with their kids, who their kids are talking to, and also have conversations and interaction with the people that are mentoring their kids, they'll see a lot of development, because far too often we have parents dropping their kids off and big brothers and big sisters and organizations like that, and again, they're additions too.
Mm-hmm.
Big brother ain't gonna fix something in a weekend, and 6 other days out the damn week, y'all got total damn chaos.
And you're resetting them.
Exactly.
He tried to help them out during the weekend. Then on Monday, you resetting them back to right where they was by Wednesday. The same person they was last Friday when they dropped them off.
Exactly.
And that in itself, the influence of home does a lot. And a lot of people say, I guess this is a mentor thing too, but a lot of people say that I'm this way because of my environment. And I've disagreed with that for a long time, because I've come up in a terrible environment, terrible childhood home, and luckily I was able to do some things, and I had my grandparents who was an addition too. They wasn't necessarily the parent, because when my mom came around, they didn't try to stop her from taking me, but I don't think that you let your environment dictate to you how you're gonna be, instead of you just being yourself and learning other ways of doing things. Children generally pick up ways about people that are around them all the time. Like you might be a cusser, so your children gonna learn how to cuss quicker because you cussing all the time.
Absolutely.
They just sponges like that. They just pick up things like that. And me personally, I think I changed a lot of the ways that I was probably gonna be because of my children. I didn't want my children necessarily. So to me, my children probably was my mentor to help me grow up faster. I had children young, so to help me grow up and learn faster and to be more responsible as an adult, because I didn't necessarily want them to take up any of bad habits that I may pick up and do this, and be that type of person. So I think that who you have around your children and what type of people they are will generally dictate sometimes who they turn out to be as a person. Absolutely. And you have to pick and choose those people wisely, because everybody don't care about your children the way you care about your children.
Absolutely. You right on, bro. And you got to check your own damn self.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me say this too, and if I rub anybody the wrong way, I'm sorry, but you be okay. I know everybody got different situations and family dynamics going on, and if you out of state parent and we doing stuff, remotely and everything like that. But let me say this to everybody. You can't be as impactful as a parent if you only see your kid once or twice a week. Mm-hmm. Again, not once a week or every other week or whatever. You can't. And what I mean by that is, and I understand everybody got different dynamics. I get that part. But what I'm saying to you is that if you can, make your life very uncomfortable to make sure your child is getting as much of your ass they can. So even though you might be obligated to just see them on the weekend or just obligated to see them every other weekend, bust your ass to try to see their ass 4 or 5 times a week. Mm-hmm. Because in a 48-hour span, you can't correct the shit from past 4 days. So you're trying to be disciplined, have fun, and talking all that kind of stuff. You ain't gonna have enough time.
Right.
And again, I understand everybody got different dynamics, but make life uncomfortable for you. Children are a product of what we've done in life, good or bad or whatever. And your child is going to be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 on one time only. So you have to make the most out of it when they hit that age. Mm-hmm. So the easy thing in the world say, well, look, I ain't get them that one time, but the mom be tripping. Break your ass. Now, again, I understand it's different. If you can't do it, or they out of state and whatever, I get that. And so if it's like that, this shit don't apply to you.
Right.
But if your ass can see them more than once a week, and you be tired, you really can't make it out to practice, get your ass to practice.
Mm-hmm.
That does so much more for your kid, especially as fathers and everything, because it's extremely rough when you got to sit here and see your kid. Now I'm not talking about buying them school clothes and everything like that and everything, and I got them school clothes, this, that, and that. But try your best to try to be there, even if can't be in the same home. But if you got to be inconvenienced and you got to be tired to do that extra stuff to see them outside of what you're normally obligated to or what's been rendered by the courts, please try to do that, because I really appreciate any man that has mentored to help me with my kids to be young men. But I don't think nobody can make no greater damn impact than me. And that's on me. And I've had moments in my children's lives where I've tried to focus more, let me grow this business, make this money for this, that, and that. And my kids have suffered accordingly.
Right.
And until the point came where, look, motherfucker, you need to be there. And I had to make some sacrifices professionally, which ain't no problem. But when you in the midst of it trying to make some money, you be like, dang, I got to do this and that. But your children come first. Mm-hmm. And I want to challenge, as many people as possible, whatever it is, that's mom or dad, those jobs, careers going to be there. And if you can, really make yourself inconvenienced to get that little extra. Mm-hmm. And I think you'll be pleased with the product you get, as opposed to looking back and saying, man, I wish I had her. Again, like I say, if you can't do it, it don't apply to you. But a hit dog will holler.
That's right.
That's and that's just being real. That's just being real. We all know what we can and can't do.
That's right.
But if your ass know you can, be tired. Leave work from there and just be tired getting your ass back home. And if you got to get 2 or 3 hours of sleep, get 2 or 3 hours of sleep just so you can make it a practice. You can make it to that recital, make it to that school program. I might give a shit about that.
Right.
You'll do so much more for your kid in the grand scheme of things than anything, okay? Real quick, my tip for the week. I have and I want to get this to everybody because I think this will be super, super impactful on everybody. I got 5 time management tips. I'm former military, so everybody know me. I'm super structured. I ain't saying sometimes I might be on CP time, but it'd be more so might be just because I'm trying to do 8 or 9 things at one time. If you know me, you know how I am. But I want to get everybody 5 time management techniques. So and they're kind of soft in terms of anybody can do it. So if you're totally unstructured, these are the best things for you to start practicing on before you start getting really, really in depth with trying to do things for yourself. Okay? All right? Okay, here it goes. The first thing I want you to do is set your goals the right way. When I say set your goals the right way, make sure you're setting your goals and plans in a manner that you can actually do. If you know you're gonna have 8 hours of the day or 10 hours of the day to take care of stuff, don't plan some shit gonna take you 2 or 3 damn days. Plan that stuff in a point. If you're gonna break it up or you got a certain amount of time, you have 2 or 3 a day set up where you do that. So plan it the right way. Plan. Look at your week. Break down those things you can do in an hour, 30 minutes. That's going to take you a couple hours and stuff like that, and plan it out accordingly. So that's the first thing, plan everything out the right way. The next thing is form a good time management system. And what a good time management system is setting your task up in an order that you can implement all your goals. So again, it goes back to if you know a goal that you got or a task you have to take care of, it's going to take a week or a couple of days or whatever, break it down. And break it down. And then the second thing is break it down by the time it's going to take you to do it and also the priority they have to do it. So, the things you have to get done, they come first. The things you want to get done, they come second. And the things that, they can wait, make that last. Okay, you fit them in where you can accordingly. So kind of construct your week accordingly with that. So, again, that second thing is form a good time management system. The third thing is, and it's very, very, very crucial because I know everybody's suffering with this, remove them damn distractions. Get off your Facebook, get off your YouTube, get off your Pornhub, get off all that kind of stuff that you're going to take all damn day looking at. Get off of it, okay? Let's remove them distractions, okay? All right, we just saying, okay, look, for this right here, my phone is in my desk. I ain't going to deal with it and everything. I'm not gonna be, going on my messenger and all that. And I'm not gonna text my, folks or whatever. I'm just gonna do this work. So we remove all our distractions. That's very, very, very important. So we've already constructed our plan, got everything set up, and we remove the distractions. The fourth thing is create time for distractions. Okay, because some of them distractions ain't necessarily negative, because you might have to have a time to answer emails, might have to have a time for responding back to texts and stuff like that. I don't know about the Pornhub stuff, but those things that you like to get done, but they're actually time eaters, because once you text somebody, you got to respond back. You call them back, they got to respond back. Now you done had a conversation with somebody and ate up an hour or two trying to get that squared away. So kind of create some kind of time allocated for those distractions, okay? And excuse me, the fifth thing is very important: plan ahead. So this goes into what I try to do is, like I want to do this with the goal setting. The last week of each month, which be next week, matter of fact, I try to draft out all the things I want to do for the month of April. Okay, and I list and I put a star by the priority, what got to get done. And then what I do is I'll try to get a map for the month of April and write those tasks on certain days, the most important things, and then also look at the time factor. Can I get that done in a day or two? And I might stretch it out. So you're doing what? You're planning ahead. And then after each week, you look at the things you didn't accomplish, resegregate everything by priority and time, and then just kind of go at what you already maybe had planned and see how you can adjust it from there. Remember, plans are just what? Plans. Plans can change, okay? So make sure that, I think if you practice those 5 time management tips, and everyone remember, we're going to put these stuff on the YouTube channel. And I haven't mentioned it, but this is Deonte Burton, host of Change Your Lives. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe to it. We had a real good show today. We're putting this information out, but those time management tips, they'll be posted on there, on the webs, the YouTube channel. Guys, if you know anyone that's, you like the information we're putting out and like the show so far, please share the information. Tell them about, hey, that little short bald head guy be putting out some good stuff. Share these videos if it kind of touched you or helped you in a certain way. Make sure you let everybody know. Please subscribe to the channel. When you go to the channel, you look in the videos, leave a comment. What happens a lot of times is that when you like and you leave comments on certain videos, YouTube operates on a system of activity. So not necessarily people just viewing your videos. They also look at people liking it and people subscribing and leaving comments. So what happens is, just like when you cut on your YouTube channel, you see all these suggested videos, yours truly can pop up. Okay? So I kind of need y'all to help me with the activity and stuff. The show and the channel is growing, but we can always do better, and we'll do more and more with all the support you guys give us. And as always, make sure you're leaving us feedback and comments with anything. With the conclusion of this show, I want to kind of really talk to everybody in terms of, back to what we were talking about in mentoring. And people are so quick to judge others when they haven't done a damn thing. Again, if you know you're in the capacity to help people, do that. Take it upon yourself. I think the easiest thing for people to do is criticize and talk about folks, and they know they was in a position to help,
right,
or do something, they didn't do it. And I think that says a lot about you as a person. And I really want to challenge my males out here that if you can, do it. Now, I'm not saying you got to join Big Brothers. I ain't saying you got to join any mentor organization out there. And I want to give a big shout out to 2 important organizations I'm a part of, that being Black Men United and the 100 Black Men of South Metro chapter. If you can, and you got time to do that, great. If you can't join a different organization, I understand. We all got schedules, but do something.
Right.
It can be a weekly blog. It can be a global text you can put out, a update or a post on Facebook or Instagram that you never that is in your heart and in your mind, and you never know how it's going to impact somebody. Like, damn, man, I really need to hear that shit today. So anything you can do it. Okay, and it'll help the world go around a whole lot safer, and you'll be happy with yourself that you did that. Okay, so I just want to leave that with everybody. Don't be so quick to judge. Be more quick to help. And I think, you'll feel a whole lot better yourself. You have a whole different outlook on our world, our community, especially our race and everything, because in the Black community, we have a lot of good brothers and good sisters out here doing a lot of good work helping people. But we got far too damn many Uncle Ruckuses. We got far too many of those. And what's my man from Django, Steven? Samuel Jackson Stevens.
I think his name was Steven. I can't remember
that's
that.
it, Steven. Them damn Stevens. Just, I always got some kind of criticism.
Right.
I always got some shit to say about it. But never man enough to come up with some kind of solution. And when you get a solution, everybody don't want to hear it or anything like that, but if it was right and you felt good about it in your heart, just give it. Just give it and everything. So if it's not well received, it just wasn't well received, but you know what was in your heart, so give it. So if you just say, hey, they don't want to listen, well, they didn't damn listen, but you knew what the right thing was, give it.
Yeah.
Okay?
And I just want you to touch on one more thing before we go.
I'm with you, brother.
When you guys are mentoring these children and just mentoring in general,
Mm-hmm.
and if that person still turns out to do bad things and just be a bad person, and you've given your 110% of your effort to mentor them down the right path, don't take it as that is your fault that person turned out the way that they are, and then say I'm not mentoring anybody else, because sometimes people, once they get to a certain age, they have to go their own path. You can't guide them anymore. They have to learn on their own eventually.
Well, people got a brain.
Exactly.
And it's going for you. Mental health, your own damn children. Far too many times people are like, well, parents ain't doing this with their kids. No, they got good parents. That motherfucker just hard-headed. It's just hard-headed. His mom and dad had taught him. He got 3 other siblings that are great kids. Ain't nobody a problem. His ass just hard-headed. So, that's a great point. It bothers you when you try to help somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't work out the way you want and everything like that. But in the grand scheme of things, if you talk to 10 kids and 9 don't come out a little messed up, and that one, hey man, that's worth it.
Exactly.
That's worth it. Everybody gonna listen to you. If, in its most simplistic form, we all hear the basic keys for success, well, far too many. But in actuality, it's only a few that's gonna be really successful.
Mm.
And when I don't successful our word, but we're talking about just be able to go leaps and bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, on the surface, everybody pretty much got the same blueprint. Work hard, do this, get that, and everything like that. But the road to getting there is rough.
Mm.
So it's the people that kind of navigate through that can sustain that kind of stuff. So you never, that was a great point you just had, Lab. It never get dejected because of your efforts didn't go out a certain way. I've coached 18 years, had some kids, man. When I had my son boot camp, one good part about it, a couple of kids I've coached, they in their 20s now, coaching their little boys. They helping them out with boot camp. One of the kids a coach, he DJing.
Okay.
He's a senior at Clayton State and stuff like that. Hey, coach, they bell hugging me, picking me up in the air. And I remember these same kids, I was dealing, I got 1 or 2 of some plum damn fools, and they grew up to be plum damn fools. And can't say and try,
Right.
I done been to the schools, done talked to them. Can't sit here and say that, and I'm not the type of person that I don't give up on nobody. Mm-hmm. Don't give up on nobody, because people didn't give up on me, and I definitely didn't give up on my damn self. But it just ain't always gonna work out there sometimes. So that was a great point you just said, brother. Don't get dejected because things don't go your way. That's life. Mm-hmm. We still deal with people with brains and everything. So this is Deonte Burton, host of Changing Lives. Hope you enjoyed our show today. We were talking about mentoring, why I love mentoring. Hope you got a lot from the show today. Remember, go to the YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you tell anybody about it. I love you guys. I appreciate all support. Leave comments or anything like that. We're taking suggestions. Be lookout for those courses coming out late April, early May, okay? Again, take care of yourself, and we'll see you guys.